Hey, how's it going there, your old pal Jim Psychic Life? We are going to go over some of our sales over the last 5 days or so. I am in the workshop. Ashley is floating around working on some stuff, so if you hear some background noise, that's just us working. We are working pretty much from sun up to well past sundown. So let's get into what we sold. First, we're going to get into. I'm just going to go over everything. So, good, bad, ugly, great, everything. So, these Kohler, just plumbing parts. I have no idea what these are. Little studs. I bought a big box of these for like, not just these, but a whole bunch of different Kohler sealed parts. Bought it for like $10 like 2 years ago. I'm still selling through them. So I'm glad to sell this little. It's actually a set of 5 here. I think I put 4 in the title, but there's 5. You can see 1, 2, and 3 back here, 4, 5. So I put that I paid $1 for all 5 because I paid $10 for probably a 30 or 40 pound box of this kind of stuff. So after all the fees, I made $2 back after my $4.87 shipping. So, not a big money maker, but when you're digging towards the bottom of that box, I've already more than made my money on this kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty good buy there with that box as a whole. So now we're just kind of selling the what's left over of that box. So next up is this North Face Denali jacket, extra large. Bought this jacket for $6 4 months ago. So I bought it when it was hot out. So I knew it was going to sit until it got cold. So now it's getting chilly out, and it's sold. Only cost me $6.41 to ship. $12 back, 200% return on investment. North Face obviously is a good brand. So always good to look out for North Face stuff. So let's move right along, and I'm going to try to get through these quick because I don't want to do a 2-hour video of what I sold and go through a big dissertation of each item. So we'll just try to get through all of these, and just so you could see what I'm selling currently. So this Balduzzi tea kettle, 2.5 quart. I thought it would be better because it's made in Italy, and it's got that wood grain look. It was in really nice shape too. It took me 6 months to sell this thing. Bought it for $6. Only netted return $7.83 because my cost of ship here was $12.98. So that's kind of rough. 131% return on investment. So, I mean, I'm still making money. But definitely would like to flip these quicker rather than sitting on $6 to make $7.83 return. So, but I'm glad to see it go because it does take up a bit of space, and you can't really stack them. So, next we got these Tupperware season and serve meat tray container marinade things. Sell these all the time. Buy them whenever I can find them. Took 12 days to sell, which is not too shabby. Bought it for $5 at a thrift store. I think Ashley found this one. Cost of ship was $9.64, so I think it went probably California or Texas or somewhere. Not close. Net return $6.59, so my return on investment's only 132%. So, we're selling stuff kind of on the lower end here. So we're still making money. We're getting a double up on all of these sales, so that's a good thing. So, but these are good, quick, easy to list. The challenging thing with any Tupperware is finding them relatively clean. Sometimes you got to put some work into getting them listing ready. So, but anytime you can find them, they're pretty quick and easy to sell. So, next up, this vintage GE wood grain alarm clock. And if you didn't tune into my last video where I was taking pictures, the trick to getting these LED or LCD numbers to light up is just turn off your lighting. Make sure you have enough ambient light to take a clear photo, but that will make your LCD lights pop. So keep that in mind when you're taking the photo, and you should be good there. So this one only took 8 days to sell, which is actually pretty good, because these clocks you could sit on them for a while. I'm not going to say every one of these clocks is a great sale, it's a quick sale. So only bought it for $4. Net return of $12.46, return on investment 312%. So this sale was pretty good. I actually bought this from Salvation Army, which is surprising. Usually Salvation Armies around here, their electronics are pretty high. Even on older model clocks like these, like I'll find these for like $8 to $10 at a Salvation Army, whereas the Goodwill will have them from $4 to $6. So good deal there. And this was an exciting sale. This is a Tiger Moth remote control airplane kit, but there was no engine. So this is everything you need, as far as I could tell, to build the plane, but not fly it. So, I always, whenever there's something like this, I say, see pics, put the brand in there. Sold this for $105. Had it on, put it up for $140. Put it on sale at 25% off, which brought it down to $105. Sold it for $105. I actually got an offer within about an hour for $75. And I just kind of let that offer hang out there. I didn't counter offer or anything like that. I just let it sit out there, waiting to see what would happen based on that auction that happened on the same exact plane with the engine. There were a few bids on that auction, and actually there were a couple of bids as that auction was closing. So I just wanted to see how this one would do, because I figured the folks that missed out on that auction might want to pick up this one, and I get the feeling that that's what happened here. So it took about 17 hours to sell. Bought it for $15 at a thrift store down in Lewis by the beach. Only cost me $15 to ship, so my net return was $61.64, 400%, 411% return on investment. So it's a great sale. Quick, which means I didn't have to store it for too long, because this is it's like a 38-inch box, so over 3 foot long box. If I remember correctly, it was like 10 by 8, so not a terribly, it was just long. The other dimensions were fine, which is why it didn't cost too much to ship it here. So that really saved me. So let's move on. I'm doing things backwards here, so bear with me. And Milton Bradley Hangman. This is a 1988 version of Hangman. Sold this for $26.25. Everything I sell is free shipping, by the way. That plain free shipping, even though it's a big box. Everything. I just figure out my shipping into my sale price. Make sure I have enough room. That's the whole key. And I don't recommend doing that unless you're familiar with shipping costs around the country. And I've been doing this more than 10 years, so I've got a pretty good idea of what it costs to ship stuff all sorts of different places. So Hangman, and guys, we're going to see a lot of board games, so tis the season, right? So we're shipping out board games like crazy. So $26.25 for this Hangman. Took about a month to sell. Bought it for $4. Cost me $8.25 to ship it. So this probably went, I would say, Midwest, probably like Oklahoma or something like that. Net return of $8.92 for 223% return on investment, 34% profit margin. So that's not too shabby there. And I gotta scroll down every time. Jeez. Okay, Kenmore Elite Vacuum Telescoping Wand for the 7 or 800 series. Sold this wand, this one piece, for $52.50, free shipping. I buy all my vacuums for $15 to $20 each, canisters. So I put my purchase price of $5 on this because I get 4 listings out of every canister vacuum. I get the power head, the hose, the wand, and the canister itself. So that's $5. That's $20. So if it's 15, then my math's a little different. I actually do $4. So this one I paid $20 for the whole canister. Sold this one piece for $52.50. Cost me $7.46 to ship it. Net return of $30.34. 607% return on investment. So I love selling vacuum stuff. I mean, it's a pain to lug it around in the shopping cart while you're still browsing for other stuff in the thrift store, but cleaning it can be a pain. Picturing it can be like it's kind of a pain all around, but you get what you work for. I mean, it's quick. 13 days. The wand is usually almost every vacuum I sell. It's the power head sells first, the hose sells second, the wand sells third, and then the canister sells fourth. Almost every single time, without fail. So, so just seems to always happen that way. Not sure why. Next thing we've got this Clue 1992 long box Clue game. Sold it for $26.25. Listed it for $35 to put on 25% off. $26.25. Took me 3 weeks to sell this, 21 days. So it took a little bit of time, but we're in the holidays now, so we're selling through a ton of games. Lots of games we didn't think that that we were like, we made a mistake buying it, but now it's selling. So bought it for $4.50. Only cost $6.41 to ship it, so $10.34 net return. Return on investment of 230%. So that's actually pretty good. Aside from the 3 weeks to sell it, so 21 days is a bit long. But we've got dedicated space just for board games since we do sell so many of them. So and they store super, super easy, super stackable, of course. You guys know how board games are. Don't need to explain it. So, okay, another board game. This Vintage Pente. I think that's how you say it, 1984. The stones were sealed in the bag. And the game was in really nice shape. Sold it for $26.25. I have pretty standard pricing on board games. I list them for $35 to put them on sale for $26.25. that covers my shipping pretty much anywhere. Only paid $2 for this game too. Sold it in 9 days. And it's a pretty generic game, Pente. You know, it's there's nothing really like wow about this game. It's just, you know, just a cool game. Only cost $6.79 to ship it. Net return of $12.36. Return on investment 618%. So yeah, so this is more what I'm looking for. You know, ship it, sell it within 2 weeks. Doesn't spend too much time on the storage rack there. Just churn and burn. Let's go to another game. Why not? Because that's what we're doing. This 2003 Balderdash, again, $35, $26.25. That's my standard. You know, and I do check the market every now and again. Like you'll see later on, I raise my price a little bit on some other games, just based on, you know, what I'm seeing trend wise, things like that. And it's the season. You know, it's just, sorry, my neck feels like it needs to crack. It's not going. All right. So yeah, $35 on this Balderdash, and as you can see, it's basically new inside. It wasn't sealed, so I couldn't list it as new. I did take a best offer of $25. It took about a month to sell, so bought it for $3. Cost me $9.16 to ship. Net return of $8 even, 267%. So. Yeah, I mean, all the contents were sealed. I thought I was going to get quicker money on this because it was in such good shape. So this buyer got a really good deal. And let's go to this Pampered Chef Chilzane rectangle server tray. Listed this one for $45. Put it on sale for $33.75, and that's how much it sold for, $33.75. Sorry, my phone's going nuts now. This one sold actually a little bit cheap because there's an insert that comes right in here, if you follow my mouse, and right in there. So it's missing these two dividers here. So typically I get $37.50 to maybe $40 for these. But I discounted it a little bit because we're missing these two dividers here. So, bought this for $4, and guys, I sold this in 4 hours. So super fast. You know why? Because people are bringing their veggie trays to their Thanksgiving feasts or their Christmas get-togethers or their office parties, and you can flip this bottom tray over, and there's deviled egg holes. I don't know what you call them. They're holes. Yeah, so for office parties, things like that, like people kind of want it. So only cost me $6.79 to ship it. So that's what's really bumping up this return of $16.62. Return on investment 416%. So yeah, great sale, quick sale. That's what I like. Quick sale, lots of money. Not a lot of money. I mean, $16, whatever. Good money. Catchphrase. This is one of those games. I bumped up the price a little bit. Normally, I list these at $35. I looked at the other listings before I listed mine, and I saw that, hey, it's going for a few dollars more. So I bumped mine up to $38 to put it on sale for $28.50. And guess what? It sold for $28.50. Took 4 days to sell it. So I made a few extra dollars. Bought it for $3, which is pretty standard for board games. Cost of ship $9.64, so it probably went to California or something. Net return of $10.30. Return on investment 343%. So yeah, catchphrase is always a good buy. All right, these Cole Haan leather Chelsea boots. These are ladies' boots, size 10.5B. So I guess that's for a narrow foot. Bought them 2 months ago down in Rehoboth Beach. Listed them for $55. Put on sale for $21.45. Sold in 2 months. Bought them for $10. So they did sit for a while. Cost me $11 to ship, so these went West Coast somewhere. Net return of $14.62, 146% return on investment, which actually is not that bad. I'd like to sell it quicker than 2 months, but 2 months is not bad for shoes. It's not bad because the competition is high, so you're having to deal with a lot of other sellers. You know, people are scrolling a lot. They might scroll past your item because they're just, you know, flipping. It's like, you know, they're just flipping. So yeah, so 2 months is pretty good. I will take that. Sold this Tupperware 2-quart pitcher, vintage, half gallon. I think we bought these at one of the bins. Goodwill Outlet. Must have, yeah. I put a $2 price on it because it weighed about a pound. Listed it for $30 to put it on sale for $22.50, and it sold for $22.50. Didn't even have to take an offer. I was willing to take an offer on it, but no, that price was good. So net return of $9.63, 482% return on investment. So yeah, so look out for your Tupperwares, especially the vintage stuff. All right, Sony speakers. 4 Sony speakers. These are the satellites for your surround sound. I found these at a deal at a Second Avenue Thrift. I paid $4.50 for this entire set. Usually they mark their speakers per speaker like $4, but they said $4.50 times 4, so it was all 4 for $4.50. Listed them at $45, put them on sale for $33.75. 22 days later, they're sold. Cost me $9.16 to ship them. $16.62 net return. So that was a good sale. That was 3 weeks is about right for electronics. I feel like, you know, if you can hold on to something for about a month, that's good. After a month, then I would start worrying about, like, all right, where's my price? Am I too high? Are my pictures not looking good? What's going on with my listing? So we're right on the money there. Let's head back. Okay, Pampered Chef micro cooker. This is the black cooker. Listed it for $33, put it on sale for $24.75. I did take a best offer of $21. It only took a day to sell. I took a best offer because I bought it for $2. I must have bought this at the... No, I don't think I bought this at the bins. I don't know. It was $2. So someone wants to pay $21. Okay. They were also close. It was only $6.52. To ship it to them, so I always factor that into my offers. You know, you can see where you're shipping it to in the offer screen. So it was probably like Pennsylvania or something. So it's like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna spend $9 to ship it. It's only $6.50, so that's more money in my pocket. You know, net return of $8.31, 460% return on investment. I'm happy to flip it, you know, a little bit cheaper and just get it out. So now, could I hang on to it and get an extra $2? Yeah, but, you know, is it worth it to hold on to stuff for $2? Probably not, you know. Now, if somebody's offering me $10, then no. Like, you know, I'll hold on to stuff for an extra $10. Yeah, that makes more sense. Memorex 50 pack, brand new sealed recordable discs, not rewritable, recordable. Bought these for $4 at a 2nd Avenue Thrift in New Jersey. Listed them for $30, put them on sale for $22.50, and they sold for $22.50 in a day. Guys, Blank Media. Blank Media is a good buy. Just about every brand, unless it's like a store brand. Yeah, just about every brand. Sold it within a day. Net return of $7.14. Return on investment 179%. So not a huge sale, but you know, the way that I look at this stuff is I know it's going to sell fast. So I'm just lending the universe this $4 to get $7.14 back in a matter of hours, you know. So you know, that's fine by me. All right, got a couple of Revere Wares. Got this Revere Ware pot, 2-quart pot, pre-1968, and I know it's pre-1968 because it's got a double ring around the logo. Unfortunately, with this app, I can't show you, but because I can't flip through my pictures like I want to. But yeah, if you look at a Revere Ware pot, you can tell by the handle here. It's got a pretty unique handle, and the lid handle there too. If you look at the bottom and you see that the logo has a double circle around it, then that's before 1968, and you'll get a premium for those. So I listed it for $46, put it on sale for $34.50. No offer. Somebody just liked that price. We like those sales. So bought it for $5. Didn't really clean it up a whole lot either. Just, you know, gave it a good wipe down, and that's it. Cost $6.65 to ship it. Net return $18.30. Sold it in a day. It's easy money. Easy money. Next, we got this double boiler. This saucepan, 3-quart. It's a double boiler steamer with the insert and the lid, so you get all 3 pieces here. Copper bottom, of course. Listed this for $60, put it on sale for $45. This was listed for 10 days, so it did take a little bit longer for this to sell. Took a best offer of $40. Bought it for $9 because I bought the pot itself for $5, and then the steamer part, and I believe the lid came with that for another $4. So putting it all together was $9. That was out of a thrift store down in Laurel, Delaware. So. Cost of ship was $11. That went somewhere out west. Net return of $12.53, 139%. So we're not burning the house down with this, but it's still a good sale. I mean, would have liked to get a little bit more for it, yes, or I would have liked to ship it closer. But you know what? At $40, I'm still good. I'm still okay. And it's out of here. So got this 1971 peanut butter and jelly game by Parker Brothers. I was surprised at this game. I didn't realize that it went for so much money. I listed it for $55, put it on sale for $41.25. Now it did take a bit to sell. 3 weeks, 21 days. But took a best offer of $38. So, and I believe they sent me an offer for $32. I went back with $38, and they just took it. So they knew that it was a good price. They were trying to, you know, mess around. So bought it for $4.50. Cost me $8.17 to ship it, net return of $18.09. So that's a good deal. Good deal all around too. I mean, they're buying a game at, I mean, I listed it at this price knowing that I was going to be the lowest price, right? And then somebody came in with like a $32 or $33 offer. I went back and I looked at my price again just to make sure, because if I'm competing with somebody, then I'll get a little more aggressive. I was still the lowest price, and even though I was the lowest price, I didn't go back and like decline the offer and say I'm the lowest price, I don't have anybody to compete with. Now some items I will do that, but board games, no. Like I want to move those. So I just said, $38. Hey, there's free shipping on here. I checked the other listings and I am the lowest price, just to let them know that I am watching my pricing, and that's why they just kind of took it, because they're like, yeah, okay, makes sense. So as long as you're reasonable with people with your offers, you're fine. I mean, don't be afraid to go back and counter offer with an explanation of your offer, but be truthful about it. Like, research it, go back like I did here, peanut butter and jelly and the 1971. Make sure you're comparing apples to apples and say, hey, from what I see, I'm the lowest price, but I'm willing to go a few dollars lower to help you out, and I'm offering free shipping. As long as they read the message, then you're fine. Now, if he would have come back with $34, I would have been like, get out of here, but they were reasonable and they bought it. So, next up is this Nike. These are nice shoes. I had two pairs of these. The blue pair sold quicker than these. I thought these would sell quicker, but that was not the case. So, Air Max 270s. These were size 13, so they are my size, actually. Sold them for $60. That's full price. Yeah, these were not on sale. Sale must have just ended. So, $60, free shipping, took 26 days to sell. Again, about right for shoes. Bought them for $8. Cost of ship $6.64, $35.10 net return. Good sale. Ashley did a good job cleaning those up. Arch Rival board game. Actually wanted to play this game while our friends were in town. I forgot.
What?
I wanted to play this game, Arch Rival, while they were in town, and I forgot. It looks like a cool game. I don't know. It's like a weird Jenga. I don't know why. You know what? My sale prices, because this one was on sale, because I listed it for $40 and then it was on sale for $30. So the sale prices are not showing up anymore. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, took 9 days to sell it. Bought it for $3. Now this is a little bit bigger box, but even still, only $6.64 to ship it. So just goes to show, like, don't be afraid of board games because of shipping, because the cost of ship is really not that bad. Because you're not dealing, like, if you're dealing with like 15 by 12 by 12, that's a big box. That's going to cost some money to ship, even at 2 pounds. But if you're dealing with, like, this is like 22, it's a big long box, by 12 by 4, those other dimensions are so small it makes up for the 22. You know what I mean? So that's what keeps the cost really, really low. So $6.64 to ship it. Must have went to like Virginia or Maryland or something close. $14.73 net return. Almost 500% return on investment. So good sale. Typically, I hang on to those games a bit longer. So Glad I didn't this time. And here is the canister vacuum. The canister itself. So we sold this for $61. It was on sale. I don't list things for $61. That's weird. But I didn't take a... Did I take a best? I must have taken a best offer because nothing divides into $61 from 21%. I don't know. It's weird that FlipWise doesn't... Like, it's just shipped today, so that's probably why. But anyway, I put my purchase price at $4. So this is a different canister from that wand. The wand is the 7800 series. This is the Progressive 116. And as you get into vacuums, if you decide to sell vacuums, canisters, you'll see that, some of them are just more modern and sleek looking. This is kind of the older, like the one that your grandma had. So, $4 purchase price. I've long since sold the wand, the head, the hose, so I'm more than good. $22.92 to ship it. So that is a bit of shipping cost. This did go Midwest to Indiana. I remember that because I just packed it up about an hour and a half ago. So it's a big box, 22 by 13 by about 12. So that's what keeps the cost high. Even still, my net return is $22.96. So I'm still making money on the canisters, even though it's costing me money, a good bit of money to ship them. That's still a decent close to this item. Now everything is gone from that item, and I've made probably, I don't know, let's say, as far as sales goes, 60, let's say 60, 100, 140, probably about $200 in all four sales, minus shipping costs and fees and all that. So, all right, this vintage dungeon board game. It's a Dungeons and Dragons board game. $52.50 for the game, and it's missing pieces. So it was missing some cards. We did list that in the listing, so the buyer does know, and that's why it took 3 months to sell. So this game did take a while. Now it took a while because it's a very specific buyer that would be looking for this game. So we did buy it for $11. We paid up for it a bit. Cost of ship was $8.17. Net return of $23. 214% return on investment, which is fine because we paid up for it. So we paid up for it knowing that we would be able to sell it for pretty good money. So I just thought it would sell a little bit faster. And had it been complete, probably would have. So, and would have sold it for more too. So, all right, Beyond Balderdash. 1997 Beyond Balderdash. This took 4 months. 4 months to sell. This game took a long time. Sold it for $26.25. Cost of ship was $6.50. Net return of $12.17. 300% return on investment. So this game did sit for a little bit, but that's okay when you're making that kind of a return. 300%. That's good. And it's a good game to have in the mix for your inventory. So get down here. It's vintage Foley pastry fork. Sold this for $16.50 free shipping. Bought it for $1. Cost me $5.37 to ship it. Net return of $6.78. 78 cents. Now, 6 dollars 78 cents. Now, 6 dollars 78 cents. 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 6 dollars This shipped at the 5-ounce rate. You bubble wrap it really, really good, and then I take a piece of cardboard, because I cut off my cardboard flaps when I cut down boxes, and then I just wrap this part of it, this head part, the fork part, in cardboard over the bubble wrap, just to protect this part. This part needs less protecting. It's already protected by the bubble wrap. But if you want something rigid to protect your fork part, because these are kind of fragile, then a cardboard flap does the trick, and then you just bag it. So easy peasy. And sold that in about 23 hours. Good sale. All right, Dr. Seuss Thing 2, Thing 1 Whirly Fun Game. This took about 2 weeks to sell. This is a new game. We found this at the bins. New sealed at the bins. Sold it for $24.75 free shipping. Listed this for $33. Bought it for $1. It actually shipped bubble wrapped and everything at 15.9 ounces. Cost $6.48 to ship it, net return of $12.37. So, yeah, I would buy this for $3 or $4 even. So, good purchase there. All right, Pampered Chef stoneware, pie dish. These take a long time to sell. Nobody wants to bake their pies in stone, apparently. So, sold this for $30. Took 8 months to sell it. Paid $5 for it. $9.16 to ship it. So it went. I think it went to Texas. Net return of $9.67. 193% return on investment. Doesn't take a lot of space. That's the only thing I'll say. And I was expecting, because I have the box and everything, it looked unused. Maybe if my lead picture was the stone outside the box with the box and all the paperwork, like how we prep our games, maybe I would have sold it quicker for more, whatever. So, lesson learned there, maybe. All right. Scrabble Deluxe. Sold this guy in 3 hours. And as you can see, we've got box, instructions, whatever that is, scorecard, all of the tiles, so they can see how many exactly. So if you're an avid Scrabble player, you know exactly how many, and my wife knows because she does this for a living, so she knows exactly how many of each letter you're supposed to have, and then the 2 blanks, and then of course you've got your Scrabble whatever holders in the bag, and so they're seeing every single thing that they're getting. This sold super fast for $40. Bought it for $5. $20.84 net return. So that's pretty dang good. Balderdash. This is the 1995 version Balderdash. Oh, here we go. Now we've got $35. $26.25. That's what it sold for. Took about 2 months to sell. So this one took a while too. And again, these somewhat newer versions, even though 1995 is vintage, it's not first edition vintage. First edition sells the fastest. That's like the 1984. Every edition after takes a little bit longer to sell. The newer you get, the longer it takes to sell. So just keep that in mind and you'll be fine. Just set your expectations. So bought it for $4, cost me $6.51 to ship it, net return of $10.77, 269% return on investment. That's a good buy. All right. This video game, PlayStation 2 Tourist Trophy, listed it 8 months ago, but really it's been listed for probably 2 years. Bought a lot of a big bundle, a lot of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games, and this is just one of those bottom of the barrel kind of, towards the end of the lot. Just needs to go, put $1 purchase price on it, $2.48 return, just, get it gone, get it to somebody that will enjoy it. And Parcheesi. This is the Animal Edition Parcheesi from 2001. And for some reason, I took this picture. I gotta check the settings on my phone because the board, it looks like it's really long. It's not that long. It's square. So I don't know what is going on with my camera on my phone. But yeah, because everything just looks like fishbowl-y. So I don't know if there's a setting on my phone I accidentally hit, but you'll see a couple of other ones come out like that. But $33.75 free shipping. Sold it in 8 hours. Bought it for $3. Net return of $17.82. So that's these Animal Edition Parcheesis, man. They sell fast. People love it. All right, we've got this red sports car VHS rewinder. Just cool, I guess, if you're into cars. Listed it for $40. Put on sale 25% off, so it sold for $30 in about 13 hours. So super fast. Paid $6 for it. Happy to do so. Cost me $6.79 to ship it. Net return of $12.46. So great buy. You don't see them a lot, which is why they sell, and they sell fast because people that have these just keep them. They usually don't even use them. They're just kind of sitting on a shelf or in an entertainment center or something. Just it's more of a display piece than an actual utilitarian piece. They're not actually using it. So all right, next one, another Balderdash. This is the 2003 version. This one said 17 hours. So what I just said was bullcrap. This one sold super fast. Probably because I didn't have one listed. So, yeah, sold this one 17 hours. Paid $3 for it. Cost me $10.10 to ship it, which is kind of far. Probably went to California. Net return of $8.03. Happy to sell it that fast and just make the $8 back. And by the way, that's $8 plus my $3 back. So I'm getting a total back of $11. So we're coming up to the end here, looks like. Game of Life 2000. Again, yeah, my pictures are just, I got so much space up here. I'm just not good at picturing board games. This is another one of those games that, I saw that the price was creeping up, so I listed it for $38, sold it for $28.50, and did so in 17 hours. Bought it for $3, cost me $6.79 to ship it, and a return of $14.82. So, even with this terrible picture, I hate that picture. But I still listed it instead of coming back in and being a professional and picturing it. I just said, screw it, let's just go, and it sold. So, yeah. Blossom lip oil. I don't know. Bought a pallet, and these were on there, so they've been sitting forever. Almost 2 years. Sold it for $10.46. Is it worth it? No. Am I glad it's gone? Yeah, because I would have donated it probably this week. So yeah. All right, Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick. Listed it for $36, put it on sale $27, sold on sale at the sale price in about 18 hours. Bought it for $6 from a Goodwill. Cost me $8.25 to ship it, so my net return was $7.61. So I'm not making a ton of money, but I'm making fast money. And sometimes that's better. To me, it's better. It's better to make it fast than to hold on to it and make it like, is it better to hold on to this thing for 2 months? You bought it for $6, but you're going to make $11 back. Is that better? Or is it better just to take your $7.50? Sorry, my phone was going off. Or is it better to just make your $7.50 and move on? Get that $6 back in play. That's me. That's where I am. If you would rather hold on to it. Now, the issue with the hold and mold is that you're always going to have sellers come on that are undercutting you. So, you've got to constantly review prices, and, you're just holding out. So it's not a method that I prefer. So you have to have a lot of space because you're holding on to stuff. So, all right, Gillette Venus disposable razors, 9 per bag, so 18 total razors. Again, this is another pallet buy from a long time ago, 2 years ago. $2.93 is what I got paid for these. So again, just stuff that's sitting around that would have gone to donate probably this week. So deluxe aggravation, and I see like this board just looks super long. It's not that long. I don't know, it's just weird. Again, there's my 35 to put it on sale for $26.25, sold for $26.25. Just that seems to be the magic number. I don't get it. I don't know. It just works. It works for me. Bought it for $4. Net return of $11.94. That's where we want to be. Right around 300%. That's a good markup. And it sold in a day. That's good too. This Seen It Movies 2nd edition took forever. I'm never buying this game again. Seen It's in general are just kind of dead as far as games go. Nobody really, they were good for a while, and now they're just blah. There's so few that do well and sell fast. 7 months to sell this guy, and I had it listed cheap, $18.75, and I still couldn't sell it. Took 7 months to sell it. Bought it for $3. Shipped it for $6.52. My net return was $5.75. Never buying this game again. And sometimes you just poop the bed. And this is one of those times. All right. These Nestle World Globe Atlas etched glass mugs. Set of 4. We talked about this in our New Jersey thrift run, haul, whatever you want to call it. Put these up for $45. Put on sale for $33.75, free shipping. Set of 4 mugs, and they're thick. They are quality glasses. So put a purchase price of $4. It's probably less than that. I just put $1 a mug. It was 69 cents a pound, so they're probably about a pound each. So it's probably less of a purchase price, but I just don't want to deal with math. Only cost me $6.50 to ship it, so my net return of $16.82 is great. I like it. 2 days to sell. I like that too. Bin find. The bins. Goodwill Outlet. You can find stuff like this. Not all the time. And you gotta be curious. And not just look for shoes. Nikes. Or, Merrells. Or Keen. Or, don't pigeonhole yourself. Keep an open mind. Hey, Atlas. That's unique. There's a bunch of them. Look on the bottom. Oh, that's a brand. Nestle's a brand. Let's see what they like. It's just that simple. It really is. I had no idea these even existed. Like, I didn't know to look out for those. It just, my wife actually found them. And she was like, these are cool. And I looked them up. Yes, they are. They're cool because people like them. That's cool to me. I don't know where I'm going. All right. Game of Life. This is 2007 Game of Life. Listed it for $36 to put on sale for $27. So I inched this one up a buck. Took 8 days to sell it. Bought it for $3, $9.54. Return on investment, 318%. So we're right in the money there. That's a good buy. Game of Life, man. People love it. I love selling it to them. It's Pampered Chef rice cooker, microwave, whatever. Microwave, rice cooker, steamer with the locking lid. 3 quarts. That's a lot of rice. Sold it for $24.75 on 25% off sale. Bought it for $5. Day later, sold it for $25. Cost me $7.67 to ship it. After all of my fees, made $7.28 total profit. 146% return on investment. So I made $7.67 plus my $5 back. So that's good. That's good. All right, this Monster Jam set. We actually bought a bunch of these to list on like Walmart or Amazon or something like that. We bought them. I forget if we bought them on Walmart to list on Amazon or we bought them at like a Ross or something like that. But we got a bunch of them. And we've had them listed for a bit. Here, only 27 days. But we've had these for probably over a year. And they were just not selling when we were selling on the other platforms. Now that it's Christmas time, it's like, all right, let's get them listed now on eBay and see if we can get them moved at least. So listed them for $40 to put them on sale for $30. Had them listed for 3 weeks. Sold it one set for $30. This purchase price is wrong. Let me see if I can change that here. It's actually, because I got to put in the total purchase price and then that'll change the per unit purchase price here. So bought them for $10 a piece, right? Okay, so cost of ship was $6.65. My net return was $7.67. So again, this is not something I would buy ordinarily for eBay. I'm just trying to recoup my money, which I'm doing here, and I'm making an extra $7. So that's fine. I would like to make it faster. Maybe I'll sell them out by Christmas. That would be great. And the last game, 1978, and look at this board. I don't know what's going on with these pictures, but it's like just weird. This game is bonkers. $35, put on sale for $26.25. I took a best offer of $25. And it's, I don't know why I took a best offer. I just saw $25 and it was like, well, am I going to reject an offer that's $1.25 less than my sale price? Like, I don't know why they just couldn't pay the extra $1.25, but they didn't want to. I guess they wanted to go buy that. I don't, what can you buy for $1.25 now? You can't buy anything. Bought it for $4. Cost me $11 to ship it. That's $6.55 net return, which is still okay. To sell it in a day, that's fine. And again, I price my stuff for worst case scenario shipping. This is $11 is basically worst case scenario shipping to me. Absolute worst case scenario is shipping it to Alaska or Hawaii, but those happen so infrequently. I don't even factor those in, because if I were to factor in every sale shipping to Hawaii, I wouldn't sell a damn thing. So about $11 on a board game is like worst case scenario. Like, I'm shipping it to Washington State, or somewhere that's like extreme distance in the continental 48 states. So so that's everything I sold. Let's look at the numbers over the last 5 days. So over the last 5 days, 11/26 to 11/30, today's December 1st, so we're still in today, so we won't count today's numbers. We had $1,572 in gross sales, net sales of $682. That's after my fees, that's after my cost of goods, everything. So my average gross per sale, $31.44. My average net per sale, $13.64. My average profit margin is 43%. So those are right where I want to be. My cost of goods sold, $219. So I put that back into my $682, and that's what I took home over these last 5 days. And I had 50 sales, but I listed 79. So we're still growing, even though we're selling a bunch. Average time to sell, 2 months. So, and I can't, it doesn't matter. Anyway, which I think is pretty good. What's kicking those numbers up is those 2-year pallet sales, which really, if you were to take those two out, that would really drive that number down. So, that's those be the orders. So if you guys like this kind of content, you want to know what sells on eBay every now and again, I go through this. I'm going to try to go through it once a week. We'll try to do that. But like, comment, subscribe. We're here all week. We're here as much as we can. We try to pump out a video a day. We try to, but we get at least 5 a day. We do eBay. We also do gig work through Walmart Spark, although we're only doing that like 1 day a week because eBay's been so busy. So if you are into eBay content, you want to know what to sell, how to sell it, tune in here. We'd love to have you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horseshit. We'll catch you next time.